An angle is what? You have a reference line like this. You have a rotating line. Now this line can rotate from this reference line in this direction. If it rotates in this direction, that is called positive. And if that is anti-clockwise. But if you rotate it in clockwise direction from there, let's say like this, then this is negative, right? So if the rotation is clockwise, it will be called negative angle. So suppose if this is theta, this will be minus theta, right? Now in this quadrant, that is, if you see here, when this happens, right, negative angle you are taking, that means you are in which quadrant? Is it fourth quadrant? And in fourth quadrant, so this is fourth quadrant, and what happens in fourth quadrant? Sine becomes, right? I hope you still remember, right? All the ratios are positive, only sine, tan, and cos. So that means sine of minus theta will be what? It will be negative. So this will be minus sine theta. It will remain same, but it will be minus sine theta. We'll understand this. We'll try to understand it later. But for the time being, this is what happens. Sine of minus theta will be equals to minus sine theta. Reason, it is in the fourth quadrant. It moves it into fourth quadrant. So that's why. Next, what about cos? So cos of minus theta is actually equal to cos theta. Reason is same. In the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So these two things, once you know these two, the others you can derive easily, right? For example, what will be tan of minus theta? It will be sine of minus theta divided by cos of minus theta, which will be nothing but minus of tan theta, right? Why? Because this is minus sine theta divided by cos theta. So that's why it is minus tan theta. Now, what is left? Cot. Cot is 1 by tan. So even cot will be negative, cosec will be negative, but secant will be positive, right? So that's about different angles and negative angles and the value of different angles, I mean the negative angles and different values of different trigonometric ratios, sine, cos and tan basically, and others you can derive from this itself. So that is about the negative angles. You have to be very careful about, and this is very simple. You don't have to do a lot of research on this. Just apply the basic logic. Minus theta, when you do, you go into fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant, sine is negative. Actually only cos is positive, everything else is negative. Cos and sec is positive and everything else will be negative. So sine will be negative, tan will be negative, cot will be negative, cosec will be negative. Simple. Now we'll come back to this and various others such important and such very commonly used transformations. But before that, one important formula, that is what is sine A plus B. Now this is something which you must have studied in mathematics. If not, you will study it later, right? So I won't give you the derivation. If you need to understand derivation in your math class, it will be cleared. And if you face any difficulty, you can come back to me, then we will study this as well. But for the time being, let's focus on the final result itself. That is, what is sine A plus B. So try to remember this. Actually, more and more problems you solve, more and more derivations you will do, it will come to you naturally. But for the time being, initially, you should have a sheet of paper on which these special formulas should be derived. And I'll always tell you to try to learn or mug up only few things. Others you try to derive from that. For example, here I'll say sine A plus B. You try to learn this. This is sine A cos B. I hope most of you are already aware of this. Cos A sine B. This is sine A plus B. Similarly, the others, sine A minus B. So sine A minus B is equal to the same, whatever you have written above, the same thing. Only thing is the plus sign will change with minus. So minus cos A sine B. Are you all aware of this formula? Most of you?
Yes, sir.
If you are already doing math, you must have come across this formula earlier. Okay. Anyways,
Yes, sir.
okay. So that is about sine and sine A plus B and sine A minus B. Similarly, you have for cos, but for cos it is little different. Cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sine A sine B, and cos A minus B is equal to cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. So this can be, I mean, we can summarize this and write only two formulas. That is sine A plus B is equals to sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So in sine formulas, you can see the ratios are mixed. So sine and cos and sine both are together. Okay, if it is minus, if it is sine A minus B, then sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So I'll write just one liner for both. Similarly, the second one for cos, cos A plus B is equals to, in this, cos and cos are together and then sine and sine are together. So it is first, it is cos term, so cos A cos B minus, if there is plus here, it is minus here. If it is A plus B on the left hand side, then it is minus on the right hand side. So cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. So you will have to do just like this. You will have to uh, try to figure out the pattern, right? So that it will help you. And when it is negative on the left hand side, it is positive on right hand side. So that is about important trigonometry formula which we should know. I will cover only those formula which are required, and I'm not giving any proof of this right now. We are not deriving it right now. We'll do it later if it is required. But these are some important formula. One more important formula is there, but generally you won't find use of that in physics, but still it is good to revise. That is, what is tan A plus B? So tan A plus B is tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. And that, if it is negative, if it is tan A minus B, then it is tan A minus tan B, and in denominator it is 1 plus tan A tan B. So that is tan formulas, or tan A plus B formulas. Now, these are the generic formulas. Special formulas, when you have to find sine 2a. So you actually have to use the formula which we have already derived here, or which you have already learned here, that sine A plus B is what? Sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So sine 2a will be what? It will be equal to sine A plus A. That is what 2a is. So that means this is sine A cos A plus cos A sine A, and both the terms are same. So that means this is 2 sine A cos A. That is sine 2A. Coming to cos, cos 2A will be cos A plus A. And if you apply cos A plus B formula, it will be cos A minus sin A sin A, right? So that is nothing but cos square A minus sin square A. That's what is cos 2A is. Now that is cos 2A, and if you see this cos square A and sin square A, we know that cos square theta and sin square theta are related. How are they related? Cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So that means here also you can apply that relation. So cos square theta or cos square A can be written as 1 minus sin square A. So if you write that, this will become 1 minus sin square A minus sin square A, or 1 minus 2 sin square A. Similarly, if you substitute sin square A with 1 minus cos square A, this will become 2 cos square A minus 1. So that is cos 2A. So these are very important formulas, sin 2A and cos 2A. And here I have derived them for you because its derivation is very easy. So you should know how to even derive these. So later also we will need this. In mathematics, you should know, the perfect derivation you should know. Properly you should know how to derive this. But in case you don't know those things, at least in physics you should be knowing how to derive at least these small formulas, because your, as I told earlier also, memory has a limit, right? So it's always better to know how to solve problems like this by utilizing your memory less. Okay, so that was about sin 2a and cos 2a. And similarly, you have formula for tan a plus b as well. So that can also be used to find out what will be tan 2a. So tan 2a will be sin 2a divided by cos 2a. And if you do that, or directly you can use this formula. So this is tan a plus tan a divided by 1 minus tan a into tan a. So that is nothing but 2 tan a divided by 1 minus tan square a. That's all. There are other possible expressions as well, but for us, these three are important: sin 2a, cos 2a, and tan 2a. And the generic formula, we already know what is sin a plus b. So rarely, but if it comes, right, that you have to derive, or if you have to find sin 3a, in mathematics you will learn. But in physics, even if you don't know it, right, for example, there will be some students who don't have math, only physics they have. So now you know the technique, what you have to do. Sin 3a is nothing but sin a plus a plus a, or sin a plus 2a. Just apply the above formula and you get the final result. That is about these basic formulas in trigonometry. Right now, one more concept, or one more set of formula, I'll say, which you will come across, right, and which you will find most of the times in your physics, right, derivations and all, is what if there is sin a plus sin b, or sin a plus cos b, or cos a plus cos b, things like that. So for that, we will see how to derive that instead of just learning those formulas and making ourselves more uncomfortable.
Sir,
We'll try. Yes.
sir, Vaibhav is trying to join, sir. He's not getting allowed.
Vaibhav is in our batch.
Yes, sir. He didn't attend the last class, but he's
Oh,
there.
okay, okay. I allowed him. Okay. So we saw these formulas, and those who have joined late, I am recording this session, so don't worry. I'll forward it to you. You can go through these later also. I mean, not just after this class, even later, whenever you want to revise these sessions, right? You can just go through the videos recorded, with the links I'll share, and you can go through them whenever you feel to revise these topics. Okay, so that is about sine 2a, tan 2a, and cos 2a. Next, let's move to the next set of formulas. As I said, what if we want to find what is sine A plus sine B, or what is sine A minus sine B, or cos A plus cos B, or cos A minus cos B. Now, there are formulas for that also. Most of the times you will find that in your textbooks. But here we will see, we will learn how to derive that. It's very simple derivation. That's why we are doing. So we already know what is sine A plus B and what is sine A minus B. So what if I add these two? What if I add sine A plus B and sine A minus B? Remember, sine A plus B was what? Sine A plus B was sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. This is what sine A plus B is. And sine A minus B is what? Sine A minus B is sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So if you add these two, what you will get? Obviously, these two will cancel. So only this will be left, and you can see they are identical and you have to add them. So this will give you 2 sine A cos B, right? So sine A plus B plus sine A minus B will give you 2 sine A cos B. Sometimes even this is useful. Now we wanted to have the formula for sine C plus sine B. Here on the left hand side, you can see these are sum of two sine ratios. One ratio is sine itself, but sine of A plus B, and the other one is A minus B. That means if I can substitute A minus B is equals to T, sorry, A plus B is equals to C, and A minus B is equals to some B. So at least on the left hand side, you will have sine C plus sine B, which we wanted. Sine A plus sine B form we wanted. So we will get that. But now on the on the right hand side, you have only A and B. So you should know what is A and B as well. So A plus B is C. A minus B, you are substituting it with D. Now you want to find what is A and what is B. So from this, if you add these two, you will get 2A, which is equals to C plus D. So that means A is equals to C plus D divided by 2. And all these derivations which I am doing here, you have to do these derivations, you have to redo these derivations, you have to practice this once again after the class is over, right? Otherwise you will forget. So because here I don't think most of you are actually making notes of this, which is very important. If you make note of this with the class itself, it will be good, and make habit of doing that. On top of that, after the class is over, you go and revise all the derivations and even try to solve the problems which we have solved already in the class. So anyways, so that is A, which is equals to C plus D by D. C plus D divided by 2. Similarly, if you subtract these two, you will get 2B, and that will be equal to C minus D. So that means B is equals to C minus D divided by 2. That means what? That means from here, now you have the final expression, which is in terms of sine C plus sine D. And what is on the right hand side? This is the expression. On the right hand side, you have 2 sine A cos B. So 2 sine A, what is A? A is C plus D divided by 2. So 2 sine A cos B. And what is B? B is C minus D divided by 2. So that is sine A plus sine B. Now again, here you will get set of 4 such formulas. Sine plus sine, sine minus sine, cos plus cos, cos minus cos. So total you will have 4 such formulas, and I'll write the final expression directly and I'll leave the derivation for you. If you face any difficulty in derivation, right, do it. If you face any difficulty, then you let me know. So sine C plus sine D we have done. Similarly, you will have sine C minus sine D. You will have cos C plus cos D. And then lastly, you will have cos C minus cos D. And all these expressions will be similar, but confusing. That's why you need to derive it. As and when you get chance, right, you derive it. So whenever you are solving problems, right, there also, whenever you start solving problems on trigonometry, you take one formula and derive it. That will increase your problem solving. It will evolve your problem solving skills. Okay. So anyways, what is sine C minus sine D? So here see, you are actually subtracting. So that means these two have to be subtracted. These two will have to be subtracted. And if you do that, you will get 2 cos A sine B. Right? So here it will be 2 cos A, that is C plus D by 2 into sine. And you saw, right, it's very easy to derive. C minus D divided by 2. That is about cos. That is our sine C minus sine D. Now, when you are doing cos C plus cos D, so you will have to again do the same thing. Cos A plus B plus cos A minus B.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you derive this again? I'm not
Which one?
getting it. Sir, sine C plus sine D.
This one you want?
Yes, sir.
Which we did just now. Where is the problem?
Sir, I'm not understanding the derivation part.
Okay, no problem. Did you understand these 4, which I have
Yes,
not
sir.
derived, but yes? Okay,
Yes, sir. I got it.
no problem. So these 4 formula we have derived earlier, right? Now we want to have
Yes, sir.
an expression for sine of an angle plus sine of another angle. We want this expression, right? So this is that's what we wanted to know. Now, before moving ahead, what we did is, in order to find that, we already have an expression where you have sine of an angle and sine of another angle. A plus b is one angle and a minus b will be also one angle, right? So suppose a is 30 degree, b is 60 degree, or ulta, a is 60 degree and b is 30 degree. So what is a plus b? That is 90 degree, that is an angle. What is a minus b? That is 30 degree, even that is an angle. So you have 2 different angles. Let's say those 2 different angles are this C and D. Or what are they? We will see that. Okay, now, so that's why what we are going to do is, we are going to add these two. We are going to add the first 2 expressions, or first 2 equations. That is sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. That means what? These 2 expressions you have to add. If you add them, what you see here is cos A sine B and cos A sine B. This is positive and the second one is negative. So if you add them, they will cancel. Right? So that means what you will have then? You will have only sine A cos B. So this will be equal to 2 sine A cos B. That is what sine A plus B and sine A minus B is. Now, if I want, I can write this A plus B as C and A minus B as D, because I want this formula. From this, I want to have that. So what I'm going to do is, instead of A plus B, I'm going to replace a plus b with c and a minus b with d. So if I do that, what will I get on left hand side? On left hand side, I'll get sine c plus sine d. But on the right hand side, you have expression in terms of a and b, which doesn't make any sense, right? So we should know what is a and b. Now, what is the substitution we have done? This is the substitution we did. A plus b is equals to c and a minus b is equals to d. Now from this, it's basically two equations. And from these two equations, you have to find what is a and what is b in terms of c and d, because here on the right hand side also, it will be better if we have an expression in terms of a and b. See, this expression is good expression. On left hand side, you have a and b. On right hand side, you have a and b. So everything is in terms of a and b. But the second one which we are going to find, we have expression in terms of c and d on the left hand side, but on the right hand side we don't have, I mean, if you write 2 sine a cos b, it will be more confusing, right? So better you convert this a and b in terms of c and d as well. So these two equations which you have got, if you add them, so you will get 2a is equals to c plus d. If you add them, what will happen? B and B will get cancelled. So that means from here, what can we say about A? A is C plus D divided by 2. Similarly, the two equations which you had, A plus B equals to C and A minus B is equals to D. If you subtract them, then what you will get? A minus A gone, B minus minus B, that is 2B, and that will be equal to C minus D. So that means B is what? B is C minus D divided by 2. So now you have A as well as B both in terms of C and D. Now this is what I am going to use here. A will be replaced with C plus D by 2. So 2 sine A. What is A? A is C plus D divided by 2. Cos B. And what is B? B is C minus D divided by 2. Still there is any doubt, let me know. Jayant.
No, sir, got it.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
So it's very simple. Now let's actually use it. See the application of this. Say for example, sine 45 degrees plus sine 15 degrees will be what? So now you have to apply this formula. 45 plus 15 is nothing but 2 sine C plus D. So this is C, this is D. C plus D divided by 2. 45 plus 15, 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30 degree. Into cos. Cos of what? C minus D. So 45 minus 15 is what? 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15 degrees. So that is nothing but sine 13 degree is what? Half. Sine 30 degree is half. So 2 into half into cos 15 degrees. So that means this expression on the left hand side is equals to, if you simplify it, it will be equals to cos 15 degree. So here we have just used it. We have applied the formula and used it to simplify a given expression. So this formula or this result which we have derived, this is a very important result. What will be sine C plus D? Now, whatever we have done here, same thing you will have to do, same procedure. And that's why I'm not redoing it. I'm leaving it for you to derive an expression for the other possible combinations. That what will be sine C minus sine D, what will be cos C plus cos D, and what will be cos C minus cos D. I'll give you the final results, but I'll leave the derivation for you. And you guys try it, and it is very simple. even if you are not able to do it in 1 or 2 attempts, you still try to give more attempts, right? And see if you are able to do it or not. It will only enhance your problem solving skill. So do it, right? Next. So the set of 4 formulas which you have to derive is sine c minus, and if you remember it right, it's good. But I'm telling you to not remember it because it's very easy to derive. And more you solve problems, you will find that you will already, your brain will already store it. Okay, sine c minus sine d, that is 2 cos c plus d by 2, and sine c minus d by 2, sine of c minus d by 2. This is again something which you have to derive. So that was about sine c plus d and sine c minus d. Similarly, you have sine c, sine is over cos. So cos c plus cos d. And even that is 2 cos c plus d divided by 2 into cos c minus d divided by 2. And the last one is cos c minus cos d, that is actually minus 2 sine c plus d divided by 2 sine c minus d divided by 2. And there is a pattern. So I'm leaving that up to you to notice that pattern. If you are able to find it, it's well and good. If you not, then we'll discuss that pattern in the next class. So this is 2 sine c plus d divided by 2 into cos c minus d divided by 2. One pattern which is very simple, I'll tell you here itself. See here, the first ratio is of angle c plus d by 2, and the second ratio is of angle c minus d by 2. Now you only have to learn which ratio is the first one and which one is the second one. And again, if you see, if it is sine plus sine or sine minus sine, if it is like that, you see here, it is sine cos, cos sine. So there are 2 ratios. But if it is cos plus cos or cos minus cos, so either there will be both cos or there will be both sine. And there is a negative sign here, minus sign here, so that you have to take care of. Right. So these are the 4 formulas. You have to derive it. And the pattern which is there that I already told you, you observe this formula, learn what is the pattern, and try to remember it if it is possible. And while solving problems, as I told earlier also, it will become very easy for us to do that. Okay, so that was about these generic formulas.